Hi everyone, it's Shar. Welcome back to my channel. I normally don't do monthly TBRs, and that's because I am a mood reader and forcing myself to read anything isn't going to work. But the reason I'm doing it this month is because I do this a lot in private. This is not an original video idea. Tons and tons and tons of people in the booktube community do this video, but there's this website that allows you to kind of spin a wheel and get a random TBR prompt. And as a mood reader, sometimes I get in the mood where I'm overwhelmed by the number of books that I can pick from, and I like having a smaller TBR list that I can mood read from. So for this time around, I'm going to spin the wheel on this website. We're gonna get a random prompt and look through my bookshelves to see what can fit that prompt. And because it is Pride, I'm putting an emphasis on queer books. First prompt. A middle grade. That's so easy. There were definitely a couple of options I could pick from, right? So I have Amari and the Night Brothers, which I want to read, and also The Trials of Morgan Crow, starting with Nevermore. But in my heart of hearts, the book that I really want to read for this prompt is actually a book I don't own. Doing so great. It is the second book to the Haunting of Evelyn Jones series. I believe this one is The Bewitching of Evelyn Jones. Don't know what it's about, but Evelyn Jones is you if you were a Goosebumps kid. She is a girl who loves ghost stories and is really into spooky stuff, feels a little bit like an outcast, and I resonate a lot with Evelyn and what I would have been like at her age. Do I know what book 2 is about? No, but here's the cover, and I assume it has something to do with a ghost story, because in our first book, Evelyn was being haunted by a woman who really wanted her soul. Second prompt, and I better pick off my own shelves or off of my Goodreads. Published in the last year. I'm gonna have to look at Goodreads for that. I love that the first book on my Reddit 2022 is Santa Claus is Going to Town on Me. So indicative. Want to read, which I thankfully have updated, and it should have most, if not all, of the books that I actually own in the last year, right? So that would be 2022. I'm not counting, yeah, not this year. Ooh, okay, we got options. Some of this stuff looks wrong to me, but okay. I'm pretty sure the comeback was recently published, or if not, just recently republished. I know what I'm gonna pick, and she's right here on the shelf. This is If You Still Recognize Me by Cynthia. So I actually love this because you can see that the letters are holographic and they change colors throughout the day. Total side tangent, but this is a queer coming of age story. It is sapphic, and it is the story of this girl named Elsie who has a crush on a girl named Ada. They've never actually met, but Elsie decides that she should tell Ada how she feels, but her childhood best friend Joan comes back to town, and these two have very complicated feelings for each other. I've just really wanted to read this book for such a long time, and this is the perfect opportunity for me to prioritize it on my TBR. Next prompt. As a movie or TV adaptation, I low-key hate that because I don't watch TV and I don't watch movies, and if you're new to my channel, I always say that, and that's not a pretentious way. I will watch movies, but I typically don't like things based off of books. Whole tangent. Anyway, I don't have the attention span to watch those things, which is why I don't watch them. I can watch an hour-long YouTube video, but I cannot watch a 30-minute show because I have no prior investment. Anyway, that's not the point. A book that has a movie or TV adaptation. There are lots of books that are getting them, and I know one very hyped one that is getting a movie or a TV show. I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna have to do it. This book has gotten hype to the levels of which I have never seen before. This is Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing is the story of a girl who lives in this world that is torn apart by war. It is getting a movie or a TV show. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't care. So what's this about, right? This girl lives in a world that is torn apart by war. It is new adult. She's in her early 20s, and she's always wanted to be a scribe because she's very accident prone, has some unknown medical condition that essentially makes it that she breaks bones very, very easily. She wants to be a scribe, but her mother is like, I don't fucking think so. Everyone in our family has been a dragon rider, people who go to war. People are dying left, right, and center, and she's like, you're gonna be a dragon rider. And people essentially have to go to like this war academy and do training. It's a series. The first book is her first year at this training academy, getting her dragon. I heard that the dragons are one of the most powerful parts of this story. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm fucking scared. Number one, I picked this book up off of hype alone. I don't like books set at schools, first and foremost. Number two, I read the first chapter of this and it's reading very YA, and that does scare me. But I know people who love this book ride for this book. So if you love this book, please tell me what you loved about it. Tell me all the good things that I have to look forward to, because I'm so scared that the hype and level of devotion to this book is going to set my expectations way too fucking high. They're going to be almost impossible standards to meet. So that's my very open and transparent concerns with this being the book selection. But I'm determined to read it, because I put it off for any longer, I'll never read it. Let's do our fourth prompt. Spin the wheel, please. I'll leave this link in the description, by the way, if you want to play it for yourself. A book that ends in an even number of pages. Okay. I have a few books that I've added to my TBR on Goodreads, and I would love to read one of those for Pride. So let me just change the stats or the settings so I can see page count. The best part about winning is winning. This is a book that I've added to my TBR literally just yesterday, because when it comes to Achillean stories and Achillean books, I try my best and put a conscious effort into reading Achillean books and Achillean stories by Achillean identifying authors. So this book came up on a list, and it is a 2023 release. I believe it came out quite recently. It's Arthur and Teddy Are Coming Out by Ryan Love. It has a 4.21 rating on Goodreads. And this is the story of Arthur, who is a 79-year-old man who has gathered his family to come out. And he is coming out as gay. He finally feels comfortable enough to do that. And at the same time, his 21-year-old son, Teddy, is in the closet, and he's feeling really uncomfortable with wanting to come out with all of the reactions that his family is having to Arthur's coming out. And this is a story of them navigating that together. And I really love that whole familial dynamic between these two characters. It sounds like it's going to be very wholesome and very heartwarming, but also, of course, have heartbreaking moments. I don't know. I love this cover. I immediately love the premise of this book. It has a great rating, so I'm hoping that I'm gonna love it too. That was 4, but I kind of want to do one more, and I'll consider these my priority. Let's do a final prompt, because why not? A nature word in the title. I'm gonna have to look for that. How close to nature they're talking? Like, death is natural. I don't think that's what they mean. But there's a book that I really want to read, and it's sapphic, and it's vampires, and it's gothic, and it's totally my fucking thing, and I'm still gonna read it, but it doesn't fit with this prompt. So let me go look for a book that has some kind of nature word in it. The question is, do I have one? Okay, I have one. I was torn between the Sunbearer Trials and this book, but this book is already part of an upcoming video, and I'm going to use it for this prompt as well. Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. If you see here, this bookmark has been there for like 2 years. I have DNF'd this book 6 times, always at the exact same spots. But I know people, just like Fourth Wing, ride really hard for this book. I think that I am gonna enjoy it, especially because I read Hellbent and Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, and I really love those books. So I'm hopeful that I'm going to like her earlier work as well. This is the story of a heist, and that's all I know. You can look forward to my thoughts on this book when I read it in an upcoming vlog, which should be lots of fun. There are tons of other books that are on my radar. I'm so excited because I'm going to be doing a lot of reading vlogs in the month of June. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you did enjoy it. Bye.